What's happening, team? Welcome to the last video of 2021. It's about to be a new year. Cheers to everybody on that. Um, yeah, and right around the corner with New Year's comes a whole lot of New Year's resolutions. So in this video, I just want to kind of encourage you all down some paths and dissuade you from others that may not be in your best interest. Um, that being said, I've got my tea, cinnamon apple spice. It's the best, celestial cinnamon apple spice. I wish that they would sponsor me. That would be a goal. That's my New Year's resolution. That's my 2022 New Year's resolution. But let's fucking talk. So, with the new year brings a lot of excitement, new year, new me, new mindset, who dis. And one of the biggest, most common things that people decide on is a fitness resolution or a weight loss resolution, or, I'm going to go to the gym 8 days a week, even though there are only 7 days in the week. And while having goals is wonderful, it's, in my opinion, a very crucial part of life. But it's also one of those things that we then develop this all or nothing mentality in. If I don't get all of my goals immediately, then I'm a failure. And I have found that in my coaching through mental health, through fitness, and through nutrition, that there's this dreaded all or nothing mentality. Which has plagued a lot of people, because if I don't get results in 2 days, like Amazon's Prime shipping, I messed up, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not working hard enough. And I mean, frankly, maybe you're not, but the likelihood of that result or those results that you're looking for happening in 2 days is just ridiculous. You got to be patient. And I know that's not what anybody wants to hear for their New Year's resolution, but it is true. And so one of the things that I would really encourage you, like, say you have a weight loss resolution or a weight loss goal. That's wonderful. Good for you. I would also encourage you to have a increased strength goal, an increased repetition goal, a decrease in needing to rest as much. Um, Notice how much easier it is to pick up your kids than how much the scale says your gravitational pull is on the earth. There are just better ways that we can objectively look at our results and whether or not we're progressing in the way that we want to. And so for yourself, like, as you are curating your goals and how you want to get there, you got to make your SMART goal, your specific, measurable, achievable, relative, and timely, the SMART acronym. When you're doing that, it would behoove you to also think of, okay, so if I'm not losing weight, what is happening though? Am I getting stronger? Yes. Great. Keep doing what you're doing. The weight loss will come. It just, weight loss, does this. Fat loss does this. One is much easier to see and objectively look at in weight loss, because you can just step on a scale and see if you weigh less or more. But there are so many different variables that go into that. Did you get a quality night's sleep last night? Is your body retaining more sodium? Is it retaining more water? Are there other things that are going on that are stressing you out so much that you're not in a position where your body's like, hey, we can lose all the weight right now, or we're just going to swell up, or you're bloating, or, get my point? So weight loss, while it objectively can be a good goal, it may not be the best one for you in 2022. And so look to build some muscle, look to get a little bit stronger, look to do things with more range of motion and more control in that range of motion. One of my biggest problems with a lot of gyms and a lot of the way that they um, do their programming is the fact that they only work one aspect of the amortization phase. Now, the amortization phase is like when you're jumping, you eccentrically lower, you isometrically pause, and you concentrically rise up, which across any lift, if I eccentrically lower my arm, I concentrically raise it up, and then I can isometrically hold it at any point throughout the duration of the lift. But one of the problems with a lot of group classes is that they only work on the up, the concentric shortening of the muscle and the contraction of the muscle, rather than looking at the eccentric portion of it, the slow control where your brain has to work harder, or holding a position and being able to maintain this throughout, structural integrity. And that is where I would really encourage you, because you're a smart person, you're a go-getter, you're going to listen and you're going to feel the difference. But I would encourage you to then look at the other ways in which you can lift. If you're doing 100 squats a day, what if you did 20 as slow as possible? That's going to make your body work very differently, because we don't just move as fast as humanly possible, even though that's what they train you to do in group exercise classes. Then you wonder why you're getting injured, why you're not able to continue your fitness regimen, why after 2 weeks you get burnt out, and then your New Year's resolution is out the window. So for you, because you're not going to do that this year, I would encourage you, slow down, pause at the bottom, hold a damn squat for more than 2 seconds. Do things differently, program your workouts differently so that you can actually see the results faster and more effectively and for a greater duration of time. And so, yeah, maybe you want to be a big runner this year. That's awesome. Go get it. Also understand that your mileage needs to very incrementally get bigger each week, rather than, all right, this week I'm just going to run 10 miles. I haven't ran in the last 2 years, but you know what? I'm fit. I can do it. Your feet are going to say otherwise. Your calves are going to say otherwise. Your knees are going to say otherwise. And so for yourself this year, work in smaller chunks. There's no rush to getting to your New Year's resolution. It's a new year resolution, not new week resolution. So for yourself, when you are, deciding, hey, today I'm just going to run a mile nice and easy, and then I'm going to walk 2 miles. Cool. All right. In 2 days, I'm going to run a mile and a half, and then I'm going to walk a mile and a half. That's great. Maybe by the end of the week, you're like, you know what? I felt really good the last 2 days. I'm going to do a mile on of running, then a mile of walking, and then I'm going to finish with a mile of running. Cool. See how you feel, and then incrementally get more progressive from there. Maybe you run faster next time. Maybe you run slower, but for a greater duration. There are so many different variables and different ways in which we can physiologically adapt the body, but it's going to depend on you being in the driver's seat of that. And maybe you need to hire a coach. Maybe you need to sign up for a nutrition masterclass and a mental health masterclass and a fitness masterclass that's coming out in 2022. Not plugging myself, but I am. And so it would really be in your best interest to have a plan for the future. Because if you want to hit those goals, you're going to have to be consistent with them. If you're not consistent, it's not going to happen. So for yourself, like as you're going through this, as things are happening, as you are learning and growing and evolving, start looking in at the things that are making a big difference for you. Start becoming aware of the foods that, help fuel your body before the workout rather than make you feel super sluggish. Maybe it's time that you do invest in a coach and you do pay somebody for their expertise. There are a lot of really great coaches, not just myself. There are plenty of coaches that I would even recommend who I compete against. I don't really like looking at it that way. We're all doing our own thing. And yeah, saying I'm competing with others takes away from my value. So I'm not going to do that. I don't compete with other coaches. I prefer to collaborate. But, as you are progressing into this new year, have a goal, be consistent with it, and don't feel like that goal has to be accomplished in the first month. That's why so many people bum rush the gym and then they fall off. And then they bum rush the gym and then they fall off. And then like it just doesn't work. It's like, well, maybe the way you're going about it is what's not working. Not so much your intention behind it, but your execution. You can have all the motivation and desire you want, but if you have a really poor strategy, it ain't going to happen. I mean, you can have all the talented basketball players in the world, but if they never have the basketball in their hands, it's going to be hard for them to score. So for yourself, get yourself a basketball or whatever analogy you need in this. Get yourself the ball and put yourself in a position to score, because that's what it's about. You are trying to score time and time and time and time again, consistently, not just one time at the beginning of the game. You have a full year, New Year's resolution, not new week's resolution. All right, team. Hope this was informative. I enjoyed this. Yeah, it's nice. I do have some New Year's resolutions, but the coolest thing that I have done the past week and a half, past 2 weeks, I have not worked out a single day, and it's been amazing. I've moved my body a little bit when I was home for the holiday, but really, I didn't do anything. Yep, I lost some muscle mass. Yep, I haven't been as hungry because I haven't been moving or working out as much. And you know what? I'm okay with it. It's a it's a spectrum. You got to scale yourself back and you got to scale yourself up. But one of the things that I'm not going to do is come back to the gym next week, working 6 days a week for 6 hours every day and trying to obliterate myself with workouts. That would be silly. So for yourself, don't do that. Don't. Oh, well, you still there? Sorry, guys. Gravy just made me lose that feed. All right. Well, all right. So for those of you that can hear me, that was a gravy difficulty that just definitely messed that up. So we're going to try this again. One second. There we are. Hi there. Yeah, so Mr. Gravy just destroyed the entire camera. That was fun. Thanks, buddy. All right, here we go. Okay, now after that technical gravy difficulty, thanks, bud. You done? He ripped the cord out. Good old cats. Yeah. So the thing that I am not going to do for my New Year's resolution is to, gravy strikes again. Is to, go absolutely Buckingham at the gym and potentially injure myself. That would be silly. Don't do it to yourself either. Have a resolution that lasts for a year, not for a week. And so maybe your goal is 20 pounds of weight loss. You don't have to lose 10 pounds the first week. Maybe you lose 1. Maybe you don't lose any. You got a whole year. You have a whole year to lose the weight. It's an arbitrary number anyway. And so for yourself, be kind to yourself, be generous. Maybe you work out every other day. Maybe you work out, take 2 days off, work out the next day. Maybe you work out and the next day you go for a hike or a walk and then you work out. I don't know. I don't know what your goals are. Maybe you hire a coach so that they can actually get you where you really want to go in a safe, effective, and healthy way. Because that's what it's all about. To your healthier, more sustainable life. All right, team. Before Gravy does it again, because he's looking to pounce on the cords, I'm going to bounce. You all have a safe and happy New Year. I'm really excited to be here. I'm very thankful for all of you. And thanks for giving me a reason to keep doing this. I really appreciate it. All right, team. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. Hi.